Hey guys, Garo97 again. This time with a review of the 1/144 scale high-grade tunable century z-gok E from the Gundam 0080 OVA series. For colors, we get some very nice militaristic colors. We have gray for almost the entire thing. Then we have some off-white for those scales on his arms and his legs. And for some reason, bright orange for the cockpit and also for the booster. Now, if you don't like the orange color, fear not, we get stickers. Metallic red. Now, I've never really quite understood why they made matte parts metallic, but it's particularly annoying when it essentially turns the cockpit into a giant bullseye. That doesn't really sound like a good idea at all. Now we get more metallic red ones for the thruster thingies on the shoulders, the vents on the arms, and some more on the back as well. And then finally we also get some marking stickers, this one and for Xeon. Unfortunately, the manual actually shows this as kind of like a water slide decal. It doesn't show the gray that's around it. It's only the insignia, so that is a bit annoying. And unfortunately, even though it's on the manual, we don't actually get a better thing. You just have to kind of cut it out yourself or buy water slide decals for that. On to articulation. Of course, there's no head movement at all. Also, we get a very nice, clear pink part for the mono eye, but it is quite hard to pick up, even in real life. So that's probably why they stopped doing that and give us stickers nowadays. Then arms rotate around all the way. We'll go up and down. And go up again and down. And that is how they were out of the box. It's not like I've been playing a lot with this thing. So yeah, that's all the arms do. They are on ball joints, so it will also rotate around a little bit. Then a single elbow joint. And no, these scales do not move. It's just one solid rod that runs through it. And yeah, vaguely connects. And they're also extremely loose on there. And the one thing I really don't like about these scales is that this is how they're supposed to be, and how they were on the other arm is I kind of turned them around, and I thought that that looked a hell of a lot better. So I'm probably going to just turn them around as well. Also, another thing is, once they kind of get in disarray, because they have these things on them, they're actually pretty damn difficult to get back to normal. Anyways, the lower arm will also rotate around a little bit. And then we get to the claw. Now all of them are individually jointed and are on ball joints, so they will have a bit more maneuverability than you might think. Go in and out. Yep. Now the body itself is on a ball joint, so we'll wiggle around nicely forwards, backwards quite a lot actually. And side to side also nicely. Then we'll rotate around on that ball joint a little bit. Then we get to the skirt armor, and this really gets in the way. Outwards, not really a problem. Forwards, it is kind of hindered by that. And then backwards, about that far. And we'll also rotate around at the top and rotate around at the bottom. And once again, the scales on the upper leg are not articulated. Same thing as with the upper arms, just a solid rod running through it, and that's it. Knees double jointed, but they give us about 90 degrees. That's all we're going to get. Foot guard goes up and down, feet themselves forwards, backwards. They're on toe joints, so they will also go down, and then the heel like that. Side to side, not too bad, and we'll also rotate around a little bit. So overall, the articulation is extremely standard, extremely mediocre, and not nearly as good as it could have been. Because really, why not make those scales maneuverable? Now then, on to accessories, and pretty much he's got everything on him already, except for the aqua booster. Simply peg it onto the back, and this is one thing I really like, because the peg is very much hidden in between this groove here. So that is one thing this machine does very well. And with that thing mounted on his back, we already have all of the accessories. Well, at least he has a commander antenna on the back now. That is something. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? And the answer is no. It's been quite a while since I was actually disappointed by a Bandai model kit I've built, but this guy finally managed to do it. The big problem with it is, there isn't anything particularly good about it. Everything about it is either extremely or just straight out bad. The articulation really isn't anything to write home about. And also the proportions. The body looks like it's too stretched out, not high enough. It just doesn't look, how to put it, enough like a Predator. The z-gok E should have that Predator look. It should be intimidating. It should be scary. But this thing looks kinda dopey. Another big problem I have with this model kit is that it is extremely obvious that Bandai simply didn't care about this model. They just didn't put any love into it. Just look at the scales. They just rammed the rod through there and said, fuck it, we'll quickly throw this thing together. Because when you look at the original z-gok, which was made 4 years earlier, let that sink in. This guy was made 4 years earlier. All of those individual segments are jointed. Same goes for the legs, and it allows for some pretty fun articulation with that thing. This, they just rammed the rod through them. And sure, they are closer together, but they could have solved it and made everything here articulated. And talking about articulation, yeah, this should not happen straight out of the box. Especially not for the arms, especially not for a model kit from that age. Once again, look at the original z-gok. Sure, it has it a little bit as well, but at least it only has it on one arm. And in the end, if Bandai didn't care about this thing, why should we care about this thing? It's just so obvious. And for that reason, I say the z-gok E should be at the very bottom of your list of Gunpla. It's just nothing interesting about it. There's nothing that's going to wow you. There's really nothing here. They simply did not care. And it is very sad because I was very much looking forward to building this guy. I was looking forward to being amazed by its articulation, by how menacing it was going to look, but in the end, it's all kinda nah. So I guess it's very much like those gyms from 0080. They were there, but they didn't really do a lot. And they kinda sucked. And that's essentially what this guy is. And finally, for some size comparisons, here is next to some more marine mobile suits. The GOG, let's once again put him next to the z-gok, and also the Zaku marine type. And well, out of all of these guys, yeah, the z-gok is definitely the least interesting of the bunch. However, not all marine mobile suits are equally great, because looking at the Dragu, I guess Bandai, in general, doesn't really seem to care too much about marine mobile suits. That would explain why we still haven't seen the Waterproof Gundam or the Aqua Gym. But now, let's put him next to the always massive Zaku 3 and the standard size Gym Custom. And that's all for this review. See you guys next time, and I really hope the HGUC is going to be a lot better than the z-gok E. See you next time.